Hey everybody, Michelle is back. I think I got some shit resolved. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see. Hold on, let me get some light. All right. So what I wanted to do is just kind of give you something to think about, if you don't mind, thinking for me about something kind of serious. And I just want you to consider it. Please don't overthink it, and just think about it. Think about it. And start asking questions of some people. And it's in regards to the these fertility clinics, and how I sense that you're being taken advantage of in those clinics as well. And I think it's criminal, in my opinion. But how can I prove it? I can't, because I don't know what the ins and out goes on in those fertility clinics, right? Because I understand the process is expensive, and basically what you do is I guess the parents put eggs in some you put eggs in a particular cups or something. I don't know what the hell goes on. I can research it, but I'm not. Okay, I'm gonna let anybody that's interested can do it. I don't have any care about fertility clinics, but I find something nefarious about them, and how they always build people up, with their mixtures in the back rooms and in the caves and the corners of their offices with this very important, delicate stuff like eggs and sperm, of these potential, for these potential parents. These parents want their own child, and a lot of people do not want to adopt. I understand. Everybody understands. But when you have a crisis, with the planet and overpopulation and just a crisis in general, you want to consider things and understand, how we may have contributed to all this. Okay, I think the medical field has to answer some questions, or whatever you call yourself. If you work in the fertility industry, which is lucrative, right? $1 billion, it's a $1 billion enterprise, to these fertility clinics. And I always hear out of everybody I talk to, I know they get their hopes all built up with this stuff, and then they get their hopes all torn down. And I think, like I said, nefarious people know how to manipulate. All right, they always know how to get you at your most vulnerable time of your life. And when you're talking about life of a child, all right, so they have you, ejaculating in a cup or something. I don't know how it's done. And the same thing with women. I don't know how it's done. And I'm not gonna look. I want to see if you care. I want you to look and think about it, right? Contemplate it and say, well, what the hell? And also look. There's no price on a child. There is no price on a child, a baby. That's a human being. Okay, but there has been some controversy about what's mixed in these cups and all this formula. Again, interference, right? Interference all the time. And these nefarious characters have used their sperms to put in there. You know what I'm saying? Instead of using the father's sperm. Okay, a lot of people I hear said that they've tried almost 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 times, and they cannot conceive. Doesn't that sound suspicious? When it's been naturally done like that for trillions of years, procreation between a man and a woman, and all of a sudden you can't conceive after this so-called fertility doctor, go in his back room and mix up all these formulas, and then and places it into the woman. Have you ever asked what happens to the rest of that stuff, the rest of those eggs and sperm? Where do they go? What do they do with them? Okay, and each time, like I said, they build you up, thinking, okay, yeah, this is going to be successful. It's criminal, in my opinion, how they do this and how they manipulate. Because they know you're going to pay for it. It's always about greed. That's my bottom line. It's greed. And you have no idea what they're mixing up in these cups or in these formulas. Okay, and you have no idea where the remaining of this stuff is where are they storing all this stuff? Has anybody asked? Because there's a certain time limit on all of that. I mean, you can freeze them. Why are they freezing something that belongs to you? And if you were to get them back, where are you going to store them? You understand? You understand? So that's a plot in itself, isn't it? You know, what happens to all of these eggs and sperms at these fertility clinics? And why is it always such a failure, for these parents, mostly loving parents, they just want to take care of a child. But why is the success rate so low for certain people? Okay, and then it turns out that these children that are conceived have no genetic factors or heredity at all to the mother or father. What is that all about? So I would consider that as a plot and, investigate it. What happens to those eggs and sperms? Where are they going? What are these so-called fertility experts doing with all of this stuff? And why is there such a failure with particular women for conceiving? Okay, so that's something to consider. A plot, right? The plot thickens. Peace and love. I'll be back.